We're back. Sorry about that. Had a little issue. Resolved it now. Okay, so this is our color. In hex it's this. So I have to go and change the body to that. Where are you, VS Code? There you are. We're gonna need the HTML page as well. There we go. Background's changing to this permanently, and then on top of that I need an even darker one. So let's do darken, darken, darkened 20%. Let's try darken 20%. Does it copy that code? No, it doesn't. But we're gonna go to here and we're gonna find our get. And this unfortunately reset, but it's fine. That looks good. What did we do before? It was padding. I think it was 2%, 2 pixels, 4 pixels. And then border radius is like not 10 pixels now, 4 pixels, 5 pixels, 6 pixels. Yeah, it wasn't as rounded. It was more like just a tiny bit rounded, but not like square either. Kind of like 4, I guess. And it's a bit more wide. Oh, FlightX, hey, how's it going? You good? I already have. I'm documenting the API now. I'm creating a little fancy API documentation. Should we do like 6 pixels and 2 pixels? I think that's good. And this time I'm gonna learn from my error and quickly go and save before we get any issues. So this was in label, and this was in label get. Where's label get? There it is. Cool. How long have I been programming for? 104 days today. Containerization? I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean by containerization? And then inside of this, the parameter needs a color. And what color do we use to make it stand out? Using Docker, microservice and containers? Oh, no, just like Node. Nah, none of that fancy hoppity hip modern stuff. Just your plain old JavaScript with some Node running in the background. Yeah, it's a very simple one. You just go here, you go to API, timestamp, and if you don't enter a date, you'll get a timestamp of the current time, but if you enter a date like December 5, I don't know, 2003, and then you'll get that. But now I'm doing the documentation. Like I said, it's already done. I passed. And where did I go to learn? What languages do I know? So JavaScript now. Yeah, and with some libraries like React. And we're doing backend now, so Node.js. And everything is done through free code camp, really. That and just building projects and testing things. And there's a better way to conform to documentation. Yeah, there's a better way to do everything. Let everyone do everything for you. You see, I feel the best way that you'll actually learn is by doing and not using libraries, not using things that simplify things for you. Because yes, while it does make your life easier, you're not learning anything. And if you do it by hand from scratch, I think you'll even more so truly appreciate using a framework or a library or basically anything that'll make your life easier, but you need to know the inner workings first. So that's why we're going to be doing this plain old scratch CSS, HTML. We're going to document this and make it look good. We have design best practices and standards in place. So all of this example is industry standards, but we're just going to style it up and make it look pretty. Oh, we are using a standard for sure, but we're just styling it now manually. How old am I? 26? So now the thing is, what do we want to color our parameter? We could... It needs to stand out, that's the thing, so it has to be a darker color or it has to be a color. Are you going to school for programming? No, like I said, Jeremy, everything is done through free code camp. So everything you see is self-taught. So we're going to do background color. I've got to figure out what colors I want to use, like what themes, because I don't want to use too many colors all over the place, but you kind of also want to draw attention to it. So I guess we can go with like some type of red. So for now we're just going to go with red, but we'll change that later. Sorry, actually not background color, we're going to do color. We're going to just go with literally red. While I don't like that, we'll change it afterwards, but I just want to have a clear, distinct, difference. Oh, sorry, I misread that. Am I going to go to school for programming? I don't think so. I mean, what is there, to go to school for? Everything that I need is freely available. Building projects will help me expand upon that knowledge. But at some point, yeah, I think I'm going to go to university, get a CS degree. And the only reason I'll get it is, something cool to put on the wall. Because I think by then I would have worked on things and known how things work. Better resources? I mean, the entire internet is readily available, and I think there's an amazing amount. You just need to know how to find them. So just Googling. Firebrick? Yeah. I mean, that works. We'll get the colors right. The background probably has to change. I don't know. I've always just liked purple, but a lot of this is clashing right now. But like I said, let's not worry about the colors too much. Let's focus on getting this to look like an actual API documentation. Because the colors we can change, it's easy afterwards, just like beep beep beep, done. So that's the description. Probably going to reduce the padding on these because it's a bit too much right now. Parameters is fine. The table here is a bit messed up. What's going on here? What's going on with my table? We need to center this table. Well, actually, what is going on here? It's actually not centered. Why? I mean, it is centered, sorry. It should be left aligned. Either left aligned or it can be centered, but I think left aligned will be better. I think left aligning everything in general will just look so much better. So should we just have a table class, I guess? Call it .table. And then we can just do text align left. Now what about you, Jeremy? Are you studying? Are you working? So we're gonna left align this. Everything's gonna be left aligned, and then we need to, yeah, that will fix that issue. Did I copy everything across? I think I did. The only changes that I made was to label. Does label just have 2 properties that I changed? I like it when it's simple. Yeah, it's just 2. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna restart this, stick that in there, and then in our HTML we are gonna make the change so that the table, where's the table now? Here it is. I guess we can apply it to the whole thing, so we just do class table. We rename it afterwards, we can do that afterwards, I guess. Cool. So that's left aligned now, great. But I actually wanna... We need a background, we actually need to style this whole thing. I just realized that. So the headers... Hold on, where's this? No, come here. Okay, so the TRs, the rows need colors, and the headers need colors as well. So the TH, we can probably do like, I'm just going to temporarily put a color on here so that I change it afterwards. We're going to probably use like one of the dark purples, something that contrasts. Again, we could change the colors afterwards. I actually probably want to use that purple or something really close to it. Let's do this. This is 10% darker than the current purple that we have for the background. Yeah, that works. No, I'm a finance major at the moment. I was thinking about switching to computer science. Wow. Yeah, I mean that's a big change, but I think it would really help. I mean, the fact that you a finance major with computer science as backing, you can do a lot of stuff in the tech field, especially in the finance tech, you know. That's a great combination. We need to add some padding here. We're just gonna add padding top, I guess. Actually, no, we're gonna add padding top and bottom, so 5 pixels. Actually, just, yeah, in general. 8 pixels, 8 pixels to there. That works, yeah, okay, 8 pixels. Padding it, that's not 8 pixels. Try to just use inner borders and make the dark purple, and try to just use inner borders and make the dark purple. What do you mean inner borders? I was just gonna do a background for the headers and then a light color for the table, but like alternating light colors. You'll see now. So the TR here, or the TD, sorry, is gonna have something like my secondary purple. I've got to find which work again. Background color. Probably not that, but you get where I'm going with this, right? There'll be a lighter one, lighter than this. There's this one, but that's my very light one. But that's a bit too light, you see. But it's nice because the contrast is there. And then this will shift with another one. Actually, I'll leave it on that for now. That's fine. Inner borders for the table. And make the borders of the table dark purple. I don't know. I'm a bit lost with that. Wait, it wasn't supposed to be in the TD. You want it in the TR. And then add a border to that. Let me bring the white back. Can you give me an example? Sorry, I don't quite follow what you mean by the borders. I'm gonna add borders now, all around, but that's gonna be to our table. Wait. What is that style again? That was the same one for the T body, but that's going to be for the entire one. You would have to alternate them actually. So light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. Yeah, so we can't have it on the T body, that makes sense. But we'll have it on the TRs and alternate those. The table. Just trying to think now, how am I gonna do this? Definitely need to add a border around it, that's for sure. But that we're gonna do to the actual table. Where's the table? Table, there it is, class table. Border, do something like a 1 pixel solid. I need to get the color that I need. That is gonna be one that blends, so it has to be, can actually be the same color as what we're using for the header. Wait, the heads are always going to be the same, so do I need the TRs, the TH? I could have just done that on the T head, couldn't I? I could have, yeah. It's actually a bit silly to do it there. Because if I do it in the T head, oh, but you don't get the padding there, yeah. Because it doesn't style it there. And that's going to be the row, that's going to be the table header. I mean, we could have it there, but it's going to be too much duplication, so if I rather have it back here, then it's all in one place. Yeah, so that's fine. And then, oh yeah, so I wanted this color. That's going to be on the table. And then we need to remove the spacing. Otherwise you end up with that issue that you see now. Isn't that border collapse, if I'm not mistaken? Border collapse. There you go. Otherwise you end up with that whole freaking mess. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Yeah, okay, so let's get this sorted. So this is on table class, so we need to copy this into table. And then we added something to, what did we add this to? That was to the th. So table th is gonna get that. And then what else did we change? We changed the th, did we change the t-body? No, we're not using t-body, we're using, are we changing the rows, the trs? That would have to then be before th, because it's either that or the td. But then for td I would have to specify for each and every one, where there's less repetition with the rows. So I think I'm going to stick to the trs. I think that's all the changes that we made. So now, if I go here, there we go. Looks a bit better. We got to change the font color though. We'll probably have it black, actually. So I should be able to just do table. Oh, that's the problem. We can't use it on table. We can use it on tr. Table tr, color black. That's not black. Oh, because that's part of tr as well, isn't it? The group, the head, yeah. That's what I was worried about. So the definition needs to come before, so it gets overridden. Oh, but it doesn't have a default color. It's fine, it's fine. Let's do this. tr, color, black, right? And then th needs to inherit. Oh, but if it inherits, wait, what's its parent? We can either set it on the parent. No, it's fine, I'll set it on the header. We'll set the color to, was it the EF that we use? Yeah, the EF. And then because of inheritance, wait, I think if I leave it like this, because of inheritance, it's gonna get overridden. I just wanna see if that's correct. No, we're fine. Let me see what you meant, offline X. Alright, yeah, this is not kind of the style that I'm going for, but thanks, I appreciate that. I want to just alternate in colors with the borders to not be visible on the insides like I've done now. But that's cool. I appreciate that though, thank you. Also, this needs to change. The path parameter, that needs to be, the font size needs to be, well, not font size, that needs to be formatted as code. So where I have path parameter, this, here, oh, it is code, but then our code needs to be formatted. So what do we use then? What? Okay, I know. In code. Code. Why did I do that? Font family. Do I have to specify consolers? I think that's default, right? If I'm not mistaken. Or do you have to include it? Guess we're gonna find out now. Where do I want this? Where do I want this? I want this Have it at the end, why not? What are you complaining about? Unexpected duplicate selector. Do I have code? Oh, I already have code. Font family monospace. Oh, I already did that. I didn't realize that. Background color. I didn't realize I was doing that already. Sweet. Oh, it is formatted. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm going crazy. What is going on here? Why does this look bold? Oh, because that's code. And is this Roboto? Can we do font weight 300? Is it font weight 300? Do I have all the versions? I don't think I have all the versions, that's the problem. Google font. Nope. Come on. I want all the versions. I want 300, probably 100. I can get away. You know what? Screw it. We're doing 100, 300, 400, and 700. There we go. Stick that into our index. Great stuff. Okay, so that means that I can now set the font weight of this. To 300. And I can also set it to 100, but that just looks bad. Why does it look so bad? I think it's a font size. What font size is this? 16 pixels? Yeah, it is 16. I think if we bumped it to like 18 pixels at the very least, that would look better. But I have to bump everything up as well. And also keep in mind, this is zoomed for you guys to see. This is 100%. So I think 18 is the way to go. I could do, okay, so let's see 300. 300 is, yeah, and then there's 700, which is like super bumped up bold. So I think I'm gonna go with 300, 100. Let's go with 100. It's 300, sorry. Was that TR that I was editing? Yeah, it was. Font weight 300, font size 18, but where'd the background color go? Did I not have... I was about... Oh. Oh. Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then if that's going to be the case, then these need to be 2 pixels larger, I guess, the TH for these. 20. So 20 and 18. That should make it look a bit better. And then what's the next thing that we need to work on? That feels out of place. Example request. This needs to be in a background color. We could probably do like 333 for that. Would probably be the best option. Well, actually all preferated code we could have end up being the same. So wherever our code is, let's do pre and set a background color to that. and work from there. We probably need to add some padding as well. Let me reload this page. Did I make changes to this? Okay, let's go. Okay, that works, except we need to always use the same width. Unless it was in a container, then we could just do width 100%. Are you guys in a container? You're in main, you are. So where's pre? Pre is here. Why do you take up full width table? Because you're just special, that's why. The table takes up 100%, which is great. Let me just make sure. Yeah, table takes up 100%, but pre doesn't. So I want pre to take up 100%. So we could just do width 100%, and then that solves the problem. Cool. Good job, good job. We need some padding around there. Let's see if we can do a 5 pixel padding. No, 10 pixel padding. We also need to do box sizing, border box, so that it doesn't come out like that. Otherwise it pushes out of its little flexi box. Yeah. Okay, now that we're doing that, actually we're not going to have that color anymore. So that ugly code color needs to go. Then I need to figure out what the colors are for JavaScript. What's the default? I'm sure there's like a standard somewhere, but we can just Google it. It's not what I want. Hold on. Is there a way that I can see what the colors are? I mean, I could always just color pick these. I'm sure someone must have a list somewhere. Highlight chairs. I don't want to use a library, that's the thing, so... Because I can easily just use a library, but I don't want to. I just want to know what the standard colors are. What does W3 recommend? What is their function? What? Oh, but that's ugly. I think I'm just gonna do a color pickup, but anyway, first things first, can we get rid of this color annoyance? I think it's under code that we did that, background color, there we go. Because we have language JSON, which I put here, so if we just style language JSON, so language JSON dot span, and then the span class needs to be, it's either text so what is it? JSON. So we got language JSON. So I'm gonna have string, right? Because then we know what the string color is. And then color. I'm gonna do a color picker here, to be honest. Actually no, what's JSON's format? Do I have a JSON file? Yes I do. Just use these colors by default, huh? What color are you? Color picker! Am I actually gonna do this now? I'm literally gonna go and Photoshop. And then use the trusty old color picker and get this color. It's like a little peachy color. So these are for strings. Where are we? Here we are. Color. There. So that's the color for a string, if you're a string. And then if you're a key, you're gonna be this color. Kind of like this bluey, whatever it is. Key, color. There we go. So keys are going to be that color, strings are going to be that color. Should probably format it on that. And then we need one for integer. And that's going to be, do I have one for an integer? No, I don't. Can I go to my JSON file, please? Do I not have... Oh, but there will always be strings in JSON, I forgot. Regardless, you won't... You can have it as an integer though. So they make integers look like this. Get that in. Fix it, sorry. Which zoom did I have? Was it this zoom for you guys? This zoom. There we go, and then get this color, and that's going to be for integers. I do things in the most unconventional way possible. Okay, so then we can go into our index, and then we know what every type is. So this span, that just stays white. Then Unix is a key, class equal to key. And wait, keys are fully covered, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that needs to end. Wait, what about the colon? The colon. No, the colon stays white. So where's key? What am I doing? And then the span ends here. And then span class equal to integer. Because that will be an integer, and then white space span class key, and then we've got span class string. Sorry, my bad. No, come back. String. There we go. So that will be an entire string. Great stuff. And then that stays the same. Cool. So if we did everything correctly, oh yeah, and then we want to remove the fact that code has a color. Where's code? Code is not going to have that anymore. And the color for it is actually going to be that white. I think we're going to do white. EF, EF, EF. By default. And then it will be overridden by the class specific rules. So CSS, you go there. HTML, you go there. And let's see what we have now. Brilliant! That almost looks like my freaking editor. Amazing. Oh, I forgot about the width 100%. We also did a padding, didn't we? What did we do? Padding like 5 pixels? Can't remember. And then we did box sizing. Border box. Something like that. How to make VS Code in your browser. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, doesn't that look nice? It's like I'm looking at my VS, or the default theme color anyway. 5 seems a bit too little. I think we should do like... Where's pre? Pre. Should probably do like 10. 10 looks good, but what's happening here underneath? Why is there like... Why? Yeah, definitely 10 for sure on pre. But why does it look like there's extra spacing? What is happening? What's the last thing? Code? Does code? No, it's not code. It's pre. Why does pre... Margin? 0. And can we do padding? Can I reset the padding? It's not the padding, you see that? Okay. And margin kind of... yeah, it's not margin either. What is that? There's something else. It's the... is that a p tag? Span tag? Is there... it's not the code. Okay, so we've established it's not the code. What is it then? It's not code. Look at this. Okay, hold on. Pre, can I get a... Okay, code. It's not that either. What? Oh, you're not centered in there, are you? I think that's the issue in general. No, wait, pre adds, that's for sure. Yeah, pre is definitely adding. So adding 0 padding there helps, but there's still a bit of padding. It's not code. If I made it into a flexbox, then I could just center it in there. The fun times with CSS, huh? There's something in pre, I just don't get it. So the font size combined with... No. That's gonna bother me so much. Like, it's already bothering me so much. And then I'll laugh, it's just HTML. Hold on, let's edit this as HTML. Imagine it's just because these aren't wrapped on the same line. How funny would that be? Yeah, there you go. The issue is HTML. It's, yeah, okay, they're not wrapped on the same line. There we go. Problem solved. Sometimes it's the small things. There we go. Cool. Happy now. Very happy. Okay, date, why are you white? You need to be the same color. If we're gonna do Firebrick, then you need to be Firebrick as well. So that code, that it says code, needs to be parameter as well. So where's that code? There you go. Cool. Getting somewhere. Example request. This needs to be formatted. And that's gonna have the, that's gonna be pre as well actually, now that I think about it. So just find it, example request. Oh, never mind, because it's pre. Can't I actually just do pre, as in literally pre, instead of a p tag? Will that look weird? I wonder. Where to go? Hello? There you go. Example request. Okay, so here's the thing. We need to set a minimum width on pre, that's for sure. Sorry, not min width, min height. 50 pixels? Is that fine? 50 pixels should be fine. Then the next thing we need to... Actually, it's not min height. If we just add padding... If the padding equates to the same amount, then it should look like that. Because otherwise, unless we turn this into a flex to center it, it's not going to look good. So if we do... Do 20 pixels? Yeah, there you go. Just do 20 pixels. That looks good. Okay, 20 pixels on pre. 20 pixels. There you go. Job done. So example request looks good. Example response looks good. Response definitions. These need to take the tables again. So these need the headers, same as before. And these need to do the tables. So let's figure out what classes we added, because we already have them. They already exist. So table. So where's our table here? There is a table. Class table. Then we... Alright, and it just inherits from there. So this should automatically update the entire table. Only issue now is, why do these push right against there but this didn't? Is it because of code? Yeah, it was because of code. And that leaves us with a bit of inconsistency. Actually, we can turn these into code, can't we? But let's just add padding in general to TD. Or what's this? TRs? They're all part of rows anyway. So what if we add padding 5 pixels? No? Does it use margins inside of a... It doesn't use margins? What does it use? Oh, hold on, padding. Yeah, 5 pixels, there we go. But I have to add it to the TDs. That's fine. Is 5 pixels enough? Do I need like 10 pixels? Maybe we can do 10 pixels. I just want to see if it does. Okay, does it affect... Why does it look like it's not affecting this? Oh, because I'm doing it on the one thing. Right, right. So TDs need padding. So table TD needs padding 10 pixels. Cool, done. That should solve that issue. We could turn them into code, I guess. And it does return, if we look at Unix, Unix is a integer and UTC is a string, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and update our styles. Reload this. Cool, that looks a bit better. These need to align at the top, I guess, instead of doing what it's doing now. So for that, I guess we could just do... What would we do for that? Trying to think now. I think it uses vertical align. So if we do vertical align, yeah, okay. Vertical align top. Oh, we just vertical align top everything. So on TRs, wait. You got T body. We could do it on the T body. Then it'll be everything, the entire body. Or we can do it on the rows. Yeah, let's do it on the rows so we don't create another one. Vertical align top, done. And if I move these in, because that's a TH, then I'm going to have to do the same padding as well. Because if I did padding 10 pixels, then I need to add padding 10 pixels to these as well. Yeah, okay, cool. So padding instead of 8, that's going to be 10 pixels. Cool, done. What else, what else, what else? Oh, alternating colors for these two. So I need a lighter version of this color. What color is this? Where are you getting your color from? TR. Where is this website? I need a lighter color of this. 10% lighter is this color. So it's going to be table TR. We're just going to do alt, I guess. Background color. Color. Because that's then going to be the alt, and we have to manually assign alt. But that's easy enough, we don't have a lot of stuff. So that's going to be the first one. Class. Is it alt? Did I name it alt? I should name it something else. Just row hyphen alt, I guess. Okay, let's see how this looks. There's that, and our CSS is this. And we reload the page. And we did not get the alt. Why? Class is there, row alt. Why didn't it get applied? CSS? Hello? Oh, that's why. Wait, can I do... What's the specificity on this? There you go. Sweet. that the lighter version? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we just alternate between the two. We also need to add a border top. So what border do we use? We have a border somewhere here. To the TDs. Do we have TDs? Yeah, we do. Not quite. Not inner, that's the thing. I need to set specificity. So this should be T-body, TR, TD. Still the same. It's T-body, TR, TD. I'm dumb. I just didn't do... okay, never mind. That was why... border top. Sweet. But it actually kind of needs to be a slightly darker color of that color that I'm using. So what color am I using for the main color? I am using this, so a slightly darker, like a smidge darker of this. Darkened by like, I don't know, 2%. Let's try this one first and see how that goes. Where's the border top? There it is. Because then it won't look as much. I want it to just blend. Yes. But then we should do it all around as well. On T-body, I think. Yeah. Oops, my bad. Dot table t body border 1 pic solid. Will that fix it? Only time will tell. Does that do what I want it to do? Yes, it does. Perfect. Look at us. Getting somewhere. Response item Unix description. The seconds have passed since January 1st, 1970. UTC. I said they were too small before, but now I feel they're too big. Actually, if I 100% this, because I am zoomed in. Yeah. I want this to all fit in one line, that's the thing. Then again, why is the main? Why is main so small? Why is main so small? Oh, I could set it to width. Let's do width 80%. There we go. Width 80%, but then we're going to set a max width of, let's say, 1400 pixels. Maybe 1.2 rather. I don't want it to be too big. I still feel it's too big, if it was this big. Do 1000 pixels? Yeah, that's good. So 1000 pixels with 80%. Max width, obviously. And then table. It's good to know that table wasn't 100%ing. Width, 100%. There we go. The table needs to have width 100% set to it. Table, where are you? Perfect. And then we made changes to main width and max width. We should probably also set a min width, because if we had to try go responsive now, yeah, that would look bad. And also we need to allow these to scroll. So I think if we add overflow X to scroll, then it will scroll. So let's add that to pre overflow scroll. What else? What else looks bad? We need a min width of 400 pixels, I would say, for the container. Let's not go any smaller. Let's do min width 400 pixels. If you have a device that's smaller than that, sorry for you. Actually, let's see. iPhone 6, let that be the standard. Apparently the iPhone 6 has a width of 375. So let's do 350. 350 for the min width. Actually 300. 300 for the min width. Okay? There you go. For container. But now main needs to be 80% of that. But why is main Main's apparently 250. How's that 250? Oh, because things are falling out of place. And that won't change anything. What is falling out of place and why? Table. Table, where's table? I know your width is 100%. Do I have to specify a min width as well? Because that doesn't change anything. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. And box sizing won't change it either. Why are you allowed to push out table? You're 250. How come table is allowed to push out like that? Is that like just the minimum the table is willing to stretch to? But if I do min width of 300, that works. So we could do min width of 300 and min width 250 pixels, because then it'll always fit inside. Because if I don't have that, it will push out. What's going on here? I know there's going to be no device that'll be this small. I'm just making sure, because these responsive things are a nuisance at times. So let's add that to min width 250 and main, or container rather, min width 300. And then width, you just do 100%. And then if I load this up, we should be good. And if I stop viewing it in this format, there we go. Okay, except that these look awful. So we need to go back to one of my other projects. Where did I get the nice ones from? Did the Pomodoro have it? I think it did. Pomodoro, I'm just here to steal the beautiful scroll bars that I put together. Okay, thank you, bye. It's nice seeing you again. Yeah, so scroll WebKit, okay, cool. And then put that in there and load that so we can get the nice scroll bars. Sweet, sweet. Okay, there's only one issue. They need to be visible, but not all the time. And right now they're visible all the time. Do I have to add scroll auto to it? Yeah, wait. I think I add auto to it, right? So that when it gets small, then it will add them. Let's add a lot of data to this. There we go. Cool. So it's overflow X auto. Where are you? Pre auto. It is scroll, but it needs to be done automatically. Okay, now that we have that, is there anything else that we would like to do? We need to add this all into a container. This needs to be all wrapped into a container. Into main. So it needs to be lighter than this color. Lighter than this. Sorry, it's the wrong one. Where are you? Okay, so lighten. Probably this one. So where's main? There is main. Background color. Ooh, that's hideous. Okay, not that one. That's for sure. Try this one. Actually, try 10% lighten. If we change all the font colors to black, then maybe. Why is everything white? Is it here? Yeah, there you go. Okay, a few things need to change. This button, the get, actually label. Color needs to be white here. And the color for these responses need to be white as well. Okay. Now that that is done, we need to where's the information? Why does it look like the information's gone? Wait, what the hell? The data just disappears. I think we need to do container. One of these, height 100%. There you go. If I don't do height 100%, we lose it all. And then in main, we need to add padding. 20 pixels? A bit much? Or is that... No, I think 20 pixels is fine. Let's go add padding 20 to main. Main, where's main? Main. And then we made changes to container, didn't we? We added height of 100% as well. Where's container? There it is. And then we also made changes to pre. If I'm not mistaken, we added white to pre. The color. And we also changed everything to black here in body. There was something else we did. I just can't remember. Oh, right. Label got white. Label. Color. White. And that should be everything. Oh, god damn it. Oh yeah, forgot a background for we forgot a background color for main. Brilliant, and then let's get rid of all the other fluff in index. We are not going to need project, example, usage, all that jazz. It's literally going to look like this. Do we want it touching all the way top, maybe? Do we? No, I don't think so. So I think we need to add margin to main. Margin? 20 pixels. Do we want a margin though? Or does that look a bit weird? That's just floating like that. Forty pixel margin. Final offer, take it or leave it. Cool. We need to fix the fact that there's so much spacing. Why can't I select anything? Oh, did I disable it? Oh, I did. Actually, we don't want to do that, do we? We don't want to prevent selecting of elements. Because just now they do want to copy things. They should be able to. I think these should be left aligned. remove align item center and then just wrap the H1. So align item center gets removed, and then in our index main, this is going to be a div. Going to call this info. I don't think that'll work. Yeah, that's what I thought. I have to... Should definitely edit these. That's for sure. What is up with my overlay? Is my overlay broken? Just realized that now. There it comes. That's better. So endpoints, parameters, path parameters. Parameters, example request. I feel the information doesn't really flow, but I think I know why. So I want to reset H2. Reset H2, H3, and H1. H1, H2, H3. Padding, 0. Margin, 0. Actually, now that we're resetting them, we can do top 10, right? What is it currently? Because it's like way too much right now. It's 20 margin, that's why. The 20 margin. Half that at the bottom. So it can be 20, but then 10 at the bottom. So 20 at the top. Wait, 20 at the top. Left is 0, right is 0, 10%, yeah, there you go. Let's go ahead and try this one for size. That should make them a little bit closer, at least. Okay, what's going on here? Because this... Is that really... It's 20 and 10? Oh, and we got pre as well, that adds spacing, 16, 16. Bit inconsistent, isn't it? Oh, the issue is because if pre adds 16, 16, and what does table add? Table doesn't add anything. I think we manually set pre to have that padding. Yeah, we did. What if we do 10 and 10 now? Oh, that's why. Oh, but it's got a margin still. Never mind. Margin 0. See what it does now. Actually, yeah, we could do margin 0. Margin 0 on pre, and what about table? Can we do margin 0 on a table? I don't think it really affects the table. But we can add margin 0 to the table as well. Or maybe 5. That doesn't change anything for the table though. I want it to be 5, 0. Yeah, 5, 0. Margin to table and pre. So pre. And what else? I said table, right? Yeah, table. Cool, so now the bottom of this table . Well, H2 has 20 pixels at the top of it, and this has 20 pixels at the top of it as well, does it? Yes, it does. Okay, now the only issue comes with this. The P being so far. I think remove all, reset P basically. P will have margin 0, padding 0. That should fix that weird look. I just gotta make sure to add over here. I think we need a class of endpoint. Padding, 10 pixels top and bottom, 0. And then add endpoint to the p tag. And add it to class. Okay. H3 should be padding 0, margin should be 10 pixels 0, top and bottom. Remove H3 from this. That should make it look a bit better yet. Okay, that seems to flow much better now. And then I just want to figure out why there's so much space here at the top. Do divs just naturally... Oh, because that H1. It's not that. So I'm gonna have to do info h1. Gonna have to have padding top 0. Padding top 0. So then it doesn't look as... That didn't change. What the hell? Info. Info H1, yeah. Oh, because it's margin. I'm not using padding, I'm using margin. There we go. Perfect. It's cute now. Look at that. And what font does that use? Because that does not look like Roboto. It is Roboto, 16. And this? Roboto Light, 18. That's 400 weight. That's 300 weight. And if I change the font size to 16, actually 16 is better, I'm reverting it back to 16. And that is for which again? It's not tables. Where did I say 18 pixels? There, table tier. There we go. And what are these based on? 20. So we should make those 18 then. Great, perfect. Because then that's 18. That's 16, but with a bit more meat to it. And that's 24, which is great. That's an H2. That's 18.7. We should probably set default values for H's, shouldn't we? I like 24, 32, 32, 24. (32, 24, 20). (32). 24, 20. Cool. What's wrong? H3, what's wrong? Oh right, because we got duplicates. And now I can merge all these. Remove H3. H1 and H2, we're just setting the padding and the margin. But you know what, I might as well duplicate it for this small bit so I don't have to worry about the others. Looking good. And we also need to change I want to change that color now, the fire brick red. I want to change it to something that matches this. Let's try this color initially. The same color as the table. Does that work or not really? Makes it a bit harder to see, doesn't it? Or lighter work? That works. Can actually be a bit darker, it doesn't have to be that light. You can do like that. Yeah, that works. Cool, so parameter will end up becoming that color. And we can actually make this a URL, a literal URL. Aref target blank. See if I did that right. Yeah, it works. We just gotta set the color to none, so it doesn't change the color. The A tag. Color. Because I don't think you can inherit. Maybe you can, but whoopsie. Change this in a style. There we go. We can actually add a title to that. Cool. So that works. I love this so much. Oh, I'm having way too much fun. We should probably add, if no date is specified, if no date is specified, it will return the current date as the parameter. Perfect. And let's see how responsive it is. Why does this one misbehave? Why are you misbehaving? Why does this one overflow? How is it possible that it overflows? And how can I prevent it from doing that? Do we just increase the minimum size? Let's see what the minimum size it can scale to. Table. Your minimum size, your layout is set to 279. So we're going to do 300 as a minimum. So container, oh, it is 300. So container 350 and main is going to be 300. There, that fits. Perfect. Let's go to here. Container 350 or 300. And what's this height? Unexpected duplicate. Oh, never mind. Actually, height must be 100%, not 100% view height. There we go. And then change the CSS and reload this, and everything is good. And undo this, and everything is still good. Sean's, hey! How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. I just finished styling up some API documentation. Like I'm trying to follow standard. I think it looks like okay. I got my VS Code colors in. I like literally oh, that's cool. What is that? What are these things? Yeah, I sampled my VS Code colors to see what it uses for like text strings and stuff. And like when I looked at the browser and I was like, whoa! It looks like VS Code is in my browser. Can I give my 2 cents? Yeah, sure, go for it. Still trying to tweak it up. There was something I was gonna do. What was I gonna do now? I forgot now. That's not good. What was it? It was something. Oh right, this is not centered anymore. Because main, if I do height 100 view height, then it will be centered. The problem with this is it pushes it up. So how do we prevent that from happening? If it's 100%, then you never have that issue. But I also want it centered. What if I did height 100 view height? Oh yeah, no, let's avoid that. So rather use max widths and avoid tables for responsive. Yeah, I was using max width. The only reason the tables are there is because everyone else in the APIs like use tables to display the data. So I mean, I could have probably just like used the Flexbox or something. That's the only reason I use tables. And I mean, there's something with screen readers and stuff. Makes it easier and displays the data, and also people can format from a table. And I just heard for APIs generally it's better to use a table. Like I would never use tables for design, ever. Like back in the day you used to use tables to, you know, have things, and then I got upgraded to grids, and now we got Flexbox. But yeah, that's the only reason I used it. Do you have any reason why, do you have an idea why view height does this on a Flexbox? When you set the width instead of percent to view height. Sorry, not the width. Wrong one. Height. Because this gives me the desired result, right? Now it's perfectly centered always, but the problem is the moment you change the height, for example, let's say I open my console, it will push everything up. And the thing is, if I reload the page with this new height, it will be fine. It's just it only calculates it once, basically. So I'm trying to resolve that, and then I'll be happy. Because I want this centered. And the way to center it... Wait. I think I remember. Set the height to 100 view height. But then you set body to height 100%. No? Was it not that? Ah, I thought it was that. Basically, the fact that I have 100 view height for this element pushes the element up when you change the height. Like, you see I open the console, so it's reacting, but not in a good way. Oh, actually, hold on. If I do, I think I got it. I think I remember. If height is 100 view height, then the min height needs to be 100 view height as well, right? Or is the min height 100%? I can't remember. No, that doesn't change it at all. Because you see, you're losing content here. It ends at endpoints now because I adjusted the height, whereas, you know, there's more to it. It's not that. And I doubt changing max and min height. Yeah, that doesn't change anything. Changing it to 100% gives me the desired result. Wait. I think I solved it. I don't know if that's a hack, but height to 100%, min height 100 view height on the viewport. That seems to fix it, because now it's centered. Do you see that? Without that, without the min height 100 view height, it's just, you know, it doesn't display. So that seemed to have fixed it. Okay, so in our container in main, wait, where was it? Was it in container? Yeah, it was in container. So in height, we're at 100%, and then min height, 100 view height. Only thing I figure out now is why does... Oh, obviously the scroller shows up because you're not... Okay, cool. Yeah, now it's centered. In the middle. It's a bit overkill, Sean, because the requirement was this is what it should look like. Where is it? Timestamp? What was it? What was it? It had a weird name. I'll find it now. Hold on. Load faster. It was this one, curse arrow. So this is how they did theirs, and this would have been enough to pass. Which is just, you know, give an example of how it's used, example usage and example output. And that to me just looked ugly. And I was like, no, I can't do that. So after completing, you know, the API endpoint, I was like, I want to add documentation, and I know that's the most important thing when designing an API, and I know this doesn't matter because it probably won't ever be used, and it's overkill, but it's good to know for future reference when I do write documentation. You know, it's like, cool, I can now refer to this is how I did it. And I know there's stuff like Swagger and stuff that you can use, but it's nice to be able to also build it from scratch if you need to, and not rely on any libraries. So it goes from that to like this, and it's like properly documented, and you got your endpoint parameters, description, example request, and that's how it basically works. If you go to timestamp and you have nothing in there, it will use the current time right now to give you the Unix and the UTC values. But if you enter a date like December 5, I don't know, 1992. It will format that out. You can use spaces, no spaces. You can also use a Unix integer. So I could change this to like 3, and that will also format it. And yeah. Yeah, it's good practice, exactly. And I think it looks okay. Like, if you have any improvements, you can feel free to let me know. But have you wrote documentation for APIs? I mean, usually you list like the endpoint, right? And then the parameters, and then if you had actual queries. But I don't have any queries yet, because you can't add queries. It's literally just tack the data onto the end kind of thing. And then the response, what you should get, a key with and then I listed it here, the response definitions. Unix will be the seconds that have passed since January 1st, 1970. And the data type is an integer. And then UTC, the date in universal time, UTC format, data type's a string. I'm wondering if it'll look better if I center these, because I left aligned. Because if it's all centered, I think it'll look weird. Description should definitely be left aligned, because I like when it, like, you know, starts. Well, no, maybe everything should be left aligned, because if the moment you got something that's bigger or larger, then it starts looking weird. At least this way it's all uniform, you know, they all start on the left hand side. I could start the data types on the right hand side though. For my APIs, alright, I just use a library that makes documentation. That's nice, yeah. Get it done and automated. And I guess it takes it from your comments in your code, right? You write the comments and then it takes that. I'll have to look at that at some point. Well, that's nice. Does this make sense to you? If you had to use this, provided obviously it's a very simple API, but I mean the instructions themselves, is it clear enough what's going on? Awesome. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much done. I have to upload it to GitHub, and then it's a bit confusing. I don't know why they want two. The solution. It's not like they even test the solution. I had to go and grab this tester, which is freaking amazing. Where is it? Over here. Because without this, they don't even test it. Like, I can literally put anything in here. Well, a valid URL at least. I can literally use the URL on the page that I'm on. And there's no validation. So that kind of sucked. I wanted to make sure at least I'm doing it. So I found this checker. Someone made a tester, just like they used to have. So you can load the tester, choose the timestamp, put your page in, and then just do the test. And then you can check if you passed them all, which I do. So I'm happy. Maybe just add that formats don't matter. Oh yeah, true. It's based on JavaScript's internal use of, well, just basically creating the data object. And I think it takes pretty much anything, right? Thing is, I could make this example requests and have two different ones, but then I would also have two different responses, wouldn't I? I don't want to like confuse people, so I'd rather stick to one. So I guess I could just add a line break here, couldn't I? You off? Thanks for stopping by, Sean. I really appreciate it, and I hope everything's well with you. Hope work's not going too crazy. Are you still at the same place? Let's see if that works. Oh, whoops, I was supposed to do it under the endpoint. That's what I meant to do. The format does not matter. Kind of does matter as long as it's a date format, you know. The format of the past and date does not matter. Well, I guess it makes sense. And the parameter also accepts Unix values. Returns a timestamp with Unix and UTC values. Based on a date? Based on an input date? Based on a provided date? Thing is, if you don't provide it, I'd rather just say based on a date. Returns a timestamp with Unix and UTC values based on a date. Cool, yeah. Alright, well I think I'm going to be done with this, so I have to upload this to GitHub at some point. When I do upload it. I mean, I don't think it'll be that hard. Thing is, I don't know how GitHub works in terms of actually hosting it. In terms of a server.js and having Node and all that. I haven't checked that out actually, because I know it can host like static pages and stuff, but things like Node, I don't think it does. So I think they probably just mean uploading it as in just, you know, the files, so that someone can host them if they want to themselves. Yeah, for now I think I'm gonna just stick both URLs in there. And then if I need to change them at some point, I can. Cool, so the next one is going to be the request header parser microservice. And thankfully, since we've done a lot of these things, we can just reuse it. Same thing for the API documentation. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, I think I'm going to be off for now. It's been quite a long day. Had a lot of fun. Learned many new things. And yeah, I'm really happy with the outcome. But until then, bye for now.